How does it feel to finally be living the way you've always wanted to and being perceived in the way you've always perceived yourself?
It's like getting to feel a way that I never thought was possible. Like when I would just think about my future and how I was going to feel, and I had a very difficult time seeing it. Even this morning, I saw a friend, and I don't see him as much because he lives here, and he's just like this like lightness in you. He's just like, oh my gosh, it's such an amazing thing to see. And this is someone who's been in my life since I was, first really in Los Angeles at the age of about 20, like consistently is when we first met initially. So it's, it's getting to exist in a way that I never thought possible. It doesn't mean I'm not human who doesn't have difficult days or sparks of anxiety naturally. But it's a complete game changer, just getting to feel, being able to do this. This would have been impossible before. Impossible. I could have never. Simply the action of sitting down for the length that it takes to have space in my mind freed from everything else that was occupying it, to feel the sort of surge of creativity and feelings of just being inspired and waking up and being able to actually sit down with myself and do something like this. Impossible before. Impossible.
What would your thoughts about the future have been then that you think made it feel so impossible? As you said, you used to think about the future and it could never have felt as good as it does today, despite there being natural human challenges, obviously. But yeah, what would that picture of the future would have been?
I think the way to explain it is almost like, it's almost as if your days, I just do feel like for very significant periods of my life, I struggled to function on a pretty basic level. It was hard for me to just literally sit down. It was hard for me to be productive. It was hard for me to be, present at all. And so the future, I think I couldn't see it because I didn't know how much longer I'd last feeling that way in my day-to-day life.
How does it feel now reconnecting with acting, being who you've always been and being perceived in that way? Like what is acting like now? Has your relationship with acting changed? Is it better? Is it more?
So much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, literally everything in my life is better now because of how I get to feel and feeling embodied. And